What up, world? It's your boy Sporty Black checking in again, man. Got another video about this topic of Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And you see on YouTube and all of your algorithms, like this is one of the most trending topics, and it has been for the last couple of months, about this beef, you know what I'm saying, for us from like that. So the beef, the pre-beef, during the beef, and even the post-beef is still trending, right? So I done did my fair share of videos and reactions to this beef, right? But as I analyze this beef, you know what I'm saying, I go back and I listen to some of these songs, man, from the beef. I listen to some of the songs that they were sending shots at each other throughout their rap careers years and years and years ago. Even from the on one of Drake's first album, he had Kendrick Lamar rapping on the interlude, right? I'm gonna put that song up there, edit the song, put it up there for y'all so y'all can go check it out. Cause I forget the name of the song off the top of my head. I think it's Buried Alive, something like that right there. But anyway, Kendrick Lamar's rapping the interlude on Drake's album, right? It's just totally Kendrick. And it was dope, but it's crazy thing is like Kendrick is rapping from the point of view as if he was Drake, and then the fame, the money, and all of that is gonna be so overwhelming that that's gonna be the death of him. And you go listen to that song way back then look at the state that Drake is in right now, and the song is so prophetic that it's coming from Kdot, right? So that's crazy in itself, right? But the topic of this video, particularly right here, is me trying to explain to y'all why Kdot not only won the battle, but also explain to you guys that this battle was like, it was two things. It was mainly the industry, that's Drake, versus the culture, and that's Kendrick, right? Drake represents the industry and everything that's affiliated and associated with the industry. When you talk about the industry, you know what I'm saying, you got this pop artist from Canada, you know what I'm saying, who a lot of people feel like was an industry plant. And, he been doing his thing. Drake is a phenomenal artist. He got a ton of help from the machines, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a pop artist. Therefore, he got to make music, quarterly and annually. It's like a certain quota he got to meet. And that's why you hear a lot of different sounds from Drake, a lot of different accents, because he used a lot of different ghostwriters and a lot of different reference tracks. And he touches a lot of genres, subgenres, keep putting out different kind of music. You know what I'm saying? He might come with a rap album, might come with a pop album, might come with a dance hall album, might come with a reggae song, because it's the industry, you know what I'm saying? So they want him to do this, you know what I'm saying? They paying him to do this, and he have a team of writers who's helping him do this, compared to artists like Kendrick Lamar, who's more or less rooted, and his music is rooted in substance. You get a Kendrick Lamar album, you already know the lyricism gonna be there, the wordplay gonna be there, the metaphors, the entendre, double and triple entendre, syllables, similes, all that shit gonna be there, right? But most of his songs gonna have meaning, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna have some substance behind it. The albums, they're gonna be cinematic to the point where he's trying to paint a picture, or he's trying to tell a story, compared to a lot of other artists, Drake included, that's industry artists. They just gonna put a collection of songs out and just release them as a body of work. Whereas Kendrick, his whole project's gonna be well put together. Drake, initially when he first came out, his first couple projects were like that. But here lately, the last 2-3 Drake albums, that shit just really been a collection of songs, put into packaged as the body of work and just put out there. So Kendrick represents the culture, right? He represents black culture. you know, from his earliest days to now, you know, Kendrick would really be classified as a conscious rapper, a backpack rapper. You know what I'm saying? But he's coming up out of Compton. You know what I'm saying? Compton, California, man, good kid, mad city. And it was like, that's a perfect paradox to describe Kendrick as a person and describe that body of work that he put out, which was a classic album, by the way. But that just defines, you know, Kendrick as a person and the artist. You know what I'm saying? He's a good kid, but he comes from a mad city. You know, he rap about a lot of the plights that's, you know, within the black culture. You know what I'm saying? And he embodies hip hop so well. And he's a student of the game. You know, he studies the art. He studied the history of the culture, you know, and it's 50 years of hip hop, man. He's a student of the game all the way down to the pop-out concert when you see he was dressed pretty much in the same outfit Pop had on in the infamous 94 Source Award show where he came out early on Q-Tip set. Them Q-Tip Tribe Called Quest, they out there receiving an award. They, you know, they still talking, but I guess the DJ, you know, made a mistake. Pop was next, but he went on ahead and dropped the song. So when Pop heard the song, he came out there rapping his shit. So it made it seem like he crashed they set, you know what I'm saying? But he really didn't, you know what I'm saying? He just heard his music drop and he knew he was next up. So he went straight out there and did his thing. But that's the type of time, the type of energy Kendrick was on during the pop-up. Like, man, fuck that, man. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. You know what I'm saying? But this whole beef, it just shows the difference. You know what I'm saying? One person from the culture, one person from the industry. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. Drake is dope, but you could see it throughout the beef. His influence, his industry influence, because a lot of the streamers and the bloggers and the podcasters and all that, they was trying their best to paint this narrative that Drake was winning, man. But you know, it's hard to beat the culture, bro. Cause one thing about the culture, bro, this shit has always been FUBU, man, for us, by us. So ain't nobody gonna be able to tell us what's hot or what's what. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to decide that as a whole. And as a whole, they decided that Kendrick, you know, was the victor in the great rap war. You know, Kendrick was victorious. You know, he had the better diss songs. You know what I'm saying? He beat Drake on a lot of fronts, such as he was the most strategic. You know, he was the most calculated. You know, his punchlines had a little more hit to him. You know, some of his accusations and shit that he was spewing on Drake, whether they was false allegations or true, they was more believable, you know, more relatable compared to that shit Drake was kicking. And it just seemed like Drake really didn't have a lot of dirt on Kendrick. And in those songs that Drake was dropping, it was like he didn't have enough info on Kendrick, so he had to keep rapping and addressing all the other niggas, Future, Metro, Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd. You know, that shit was redundant, but you had Kendrick solely focusing on Drake. Every song, every verse, every bar, it's totally about Drake, right? But when Drake, on the other hand, when he tried to rap, he rap about Kendrick about 60% of the time. Then the other 40% of the time, he rapping about all the other guys. You know, so he put himself in a 20v1, trying to address all them other cats, man. You should address them, you know, individually or later on. But right now, you need to be focusing on the subject at hand, which is Master Sensei, man. That boy Kung Fu Kenny. He should have had your undivided attention, brother. And so that's just what I feel. But overall, I just feel like Kendrick was representing the culture, and the culture won. And Drake was representing the industry, and the industry lost. You know, the industry is never gonna beat the culture, man. The culture's always gonna win, man. And they might don't always win the numbers game, but in the court of public opinion, man, that's all that count, man. You know, it don't matter who done sold the most records. But the crazy thing is, in this beef, Kendrick had the better numbers, you know, all the way around the board, however you look at it, song for song, to the point where Drake and his team of internet minions and puppet boys, you know, they were trying to paint a narrative as if Kdot was buying streams. Like they were trying to say he bought 30 million streams for $2,500. Like, nigga, if it was that easy, shit, I would have been put a song out and bought me damn millions of streams for $2,500. Anybody and everybody would have did that. But that whole theory was debunked at the Popeye show, man. Cause you got to see the organic reaction to the song, man. The fucking crowd sung the song 6 times in a row, word for word. You know, cause the song is just that big, man. It's a bop. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never seen no shit like this where a nigga do a concert, it's a diss concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is unheralded. It's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's the reality. And I know that nigga Drake, he feeling some kind of way. You know, I heard somebody, Turk, he got on the podcast like, man, Drake worth 100 million, man. He ain't worried about that diss. Oh, yes, he is, brother. Drake is a sensitive rapper, bro. He definitely worried about it. He's upset about LeBron being there and other guys being there. So, of course, he's upset about how all this shit is unfolding. He try to be unbothered. But Drake the same nigga that got his feathers ruffled when Kendrick dropped the Control verse. You know, so when Kendrick came out on that BET cypher saying, you know, dropped the verse and got a sensitive rapper tucked off in his pajamas.